Good evening and welcome to Studio 1105. I'm Sam Heiliger. This past week, the Wall Street Journal surveyed universities across the United States to find out where students felt the most engaged. Students were asked if their university fostered critical thinking and strong relationships with peers, professors, and the outside world. That survey resulted in Auburn ranked 6th in the nation for student engagement. As our Tigers took on the Warhawks last Saturday, 5 girls took on the coveted title of Miss Homecoming. Eagle Eye TV was there to catch the unfolding events.
Auburn's top 5 candidates for Miss Homecoming waited anxiously until halftime of this past week's football game against the University of Louisiana Monroe. Miss Homecoming is selected by Auburn University's student body each year. Kate Hardman of Chi Omega won the coveted title, and she told Eagle Eye exclusively her first reactions to becoming Auburn's newest Miss Homecoming.
Speechless. I had no idea. No idea. I'm still very, not believing this is real. I didn't even believe I was top 5, so right now she's still kind of oh, this is not real.
Kate's platform was Make-A-Wish, and she shared her hopes for her platform's future as well.
It really inspires me that I get to impact the children that I want to work with in the future, so those are more friends for that video.
Reporting for Eagle Eye TV, this is Christy Clayton.
From all of us at Eagle Eye, we want to congratulate Kate Hardman on being named Miss Homecoming. October 1st marked the start of the 24th annual Beat Bama canned food drive. Every year, Auburn and East Alabama Food Bank compete with Alabama and the West Alabama Food Bank to raise the most canned food. This competition has raised 3 million pounds of food for starving Alabama residents in the last 24 years. This year's competition ends November 16th, so make sure to bring in some canned goods. Recently, Auburn's newest garden, the Garden of Memory, opened. It promises to be a picturesque location for all students to enjoy. Eagle Eye got a sneak peek. Hey, I'm out here in the peaceful Garden of Memory across from the President's house. There's plenty of secluded seating for students to clear their minds or find a good book to read. A fountain will be coming soon to the pond to add to the tranquil feel. And to polish it all off in true Auburn fashion, the creed is embedded in the back wall. With Eagle Eye TV, I'm Sam Heiliger. The garden is now open to the public. Coming up, you'll hear from Molly Vines with everything happening around the globe. You're watching Eagle Eye TV, Channel 6.
I hope that you've been able to learn a strong work ethic surrounded by character, integrity, perseverance, so that when your 1 second comes, you'll be prepared for it.
Chris Davis.
45, there goes Davis!
Your 1 second, our 1 second is now. And our lives have been guided by the principles of one of the greatest academic institutions in the country, Auburn University.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Hey guys, I'm Molly Vines, and this is Auburn Global. Hurricane Matthew is making its way up the Atlantic coast. The Category 4 storm has already killed 10 people and hit Haiti Tuesday morning. It is expected to head toward Cuba before approaching the United States East Coast. This could occur as early as Thursday night. The United States has already taken precautions for its citizens in the Caribbean. Cruise ships have been redirected, travel advisories have been issued, and family members of military personnel stationed at Guantanamo Bay have been airlifted to Florida. Florida, North Carolina, and South Carolina have implemented mandatory evacuations for many counties along the coast. and these states, along with Georgia, have declared states of emergency as the storm approaches. Traffic lanes have been reversed in several areas to accommodate the masses of people leaving, and residents have bought out groceries and gas as they seek shelter inland. Florida Governor Rick Scott warned that a direct hit by Hurricane Matthew could bring levels of destruction unseen since 1992's Hurricane Andrew. It's been just over a month since massive floods devastated North Korea and killed hundreds. Victims are now racing against time as winter approaches. 70,000 were left homeless after the disaster, and many of those victims are at risk of diseases like respiratory infections due to not having proper shelter as the winter months approach. The flood primarily impacted the impoverished Hamgyong province, and despite efforts from the International Federation of Red Cross, thousands of people are still in desperate need of assistance. With the U.S. presidential election just around the corner, a new study from the Center for Strategic and International Studies shows that North Korea could be planning a dangerous stunt around the election. North Korea has a history of attempting to create tensions around the time of American elections. In 2008, when President Obama was elected, North Korea conducted a missile and a nuclear test. Victor Cha, one of the study's authors, says doing a major test would be a way of trying to intimidate the incoming president. CIA Director John Brennan has said that North Korea will be one of the most challenging national security issues the next president will face, as they will need to start setting the stage for negotiations with the leader of North Korea, Kim Jong-un. In Syria, another civilian hospital has been destroyed by ongoing airstrikes. The M10 hospital in Aleppo was bombed for the third time on Monday after suffering 2 attacks last week. The Monday bombing killed 2 medical staff members and 5 maintenance workers. The hospital was built mostly underground because of the constant threat of bombings in the war-torn country. However, these latest attacks came from bunker buster missiles that targeted the underground intensive care unit and emergency rooms. Recent hospital bombings have left only about 30 doctors for nearly 300,000 people in eastern Aleppo and have destroyed much of the water infrastructure, making clean water hard to come by. Students at Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore have just founded an app that makes it easier for people in rural India to access medical professionals. Intella Health is an app that lets health workers create a record for the patient, complete with photos, symptoms, and personal history. That record is then sent off to a medical professional to evaluate and reach a diagnosis without ever seeing the patient in person. People living in rural India have had to travel hundreds of miles to reach a doctor who could give them a proper diagnosis. Many didn't make it to a doctor at all and just self-medicated instead. This app eliminates that distance and has already proven to give accurate diagnosis. Intella Health plans to expand into Southeast Asia and Africa soon. Students all over the world face the expensive cost of university education. On Tuesday at Wits University in Johannesburg, South Africa, students protested plans to increase university fees by 8% next year. The South African government had originally planned an increase for this academic school year, but postponed it to next year, causing much backlash. Some student protesters were peaceful and others were throwing rocks at police, and eventually they were shut down by tear gas, rubber bullets, and stun grenades from local police. This latest protest comes after the university was shut down for 2 weeks following other protests about the impending tuition increase. Multiple universities in South Africa have had similar protests since the tuition increase announcement. And that's all for Auburn Global this week. Up next, we'll hear from Sam with more news circling around Auburn. You're watching Eagle Eye TV, Channel 6.
This is a place where it only takes a second to imagine your future. Grasp a new concept in class. Inspire a child's curiosity. Discover a real-world solution. Seize an unexpected opportunity.
There goes Davis!
This is where you gain the preparation, confidence, and determination to succeed. This is Auburn.
Beginning last year, Auburn held an FT 5K in order to benefit the Children's Miracle Network. Since then, the Auburn University Dance Marathon has decided to make it an annual event. This year, the run will be on October 8th, with registration at 9 a.m. and the run starting at 10 a.m. on the Student Center green space. Head out to support the children and AU Dance Marathon. During homecoming week last week, the band Echo Smith took center stage here on campus. Eagle Eye TV was there to catch what you might have missed.
While homecoming here on the Plains is always anticipated, this year the hype was even greater as the homecoming lineup featured none other than the renowned American indie pop band Echo Smith. Thanks to Auburn's University Program Council, the concert was not only a hit, but free to both the Auburn student body and the community.
We had asked students who they wanted to see on the concourse last semester, and Echo Smith was one of those, and they happened to be in our price range, and they happened to be free on this date, and it was who students wanted, so that's how we decided who was going to get here.
Recognized for their hit singles such as Cool Kids, Echo Smith owned the stage, singing fan favorites from their debut album, Talking Dreams.
His one wish is to meet Sydney. That's his one wish. War Eagle. War Eagle. War Eagle.
Reporting from Auburn University, Kara Rhodes, Eagle Eye TV.
For more information on events happening around Auburn, head to www.aotourism.com/calendar. Auburn's chapter of the National Academy of Inventors was created in 2010 and was the first member of the Academy to be a university. Since then, Auburn has held a luncheon every year to discuss new inventions and innovations on campus. This year, the luncheon will take place on Wednesday, October 12th in the hotel at Auburn University. You must be a member to attend. Recently, the Victoria's Secret pink bus was spotted on campus, and it was no secret. Students flocked to pick up their pink Auburn wear and gear up for game day. Eagle Eye TV reporter Catherine Gill was on the scene.
Girls swarmed the green space on Monday, September 26th, when Victoria's Secret's pink bus rolled onto Auburn University's campus.
So the pink bus is a bus that travels around to all the college campuses, and it came to Auburn. It just has a bunch of merchandise, collegiate, and core pink apparel. Yeah, so our day, we opened at 10. We had a really long line waiting for us to open. We had a lot of gift with purchases and a lot of freebies we were giving away and contests, so we've just had people come between classes.
Friday, 2 days after the bus drove out of the loveliest village on the Plains, Auburn University took control of Victoria's Secret Snapchat store for the day to show off all of their latest purchases and fun. In Auburn, Catherine Neal, Eagle Eye TV.
Looks like the loveliest village on the Plains is now the pinkest village on the Plains. Do you enjoy free food? Coming up this week, the Mosaic Theater Company and the Cross Cultural Center for Excellence are hosting A Unity in order to celebrate the AU family. It will be held on October 7th at 6:30 p.m. in Student Center rooms 2222 and 2223. Come out and get to know some AU students from across campus while enjoying free food, games, and a DJ. That's all for Studio 1105 tonight. Keep up with all the latest Auburn news throughout the week by following us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Eagle Eye TV. I am Sam Heiliger. Thanks for joining us, and War Eagle!